What's going on, guys? Jun with the Sushi Man, and in this video, I'll be showing you 3 different ways to make an uramaki, or inside out roll. For those that don't know what an inside out roll is, it's basically a sushi roll with the rice on the outside, which is the opposite of a traditional roll where the seaweed is on the outside. It's one of the most popular styles of rolls, at least here in the States, and there's multiple ways you can make them, which I'm about to show you right now. So be sure to keep watching and see which technique works best for you. Alright, now let's jump right in. Now, most of my videos are recipe tutorials where I take you step by step from beginning to end. But for this one, I'm going to focus solely on the rolling techniques themselves, so I won't go over the ingredients, cutting, or plating. And I'll be making California rolls for all 3 methods to keep it simple. Okay, so this first technique I like to call the common method, and is the way I teach in most of my other sushi videos. So for this, we're going to use a Makisu that's wrapped in plastic. And if you don't know how to do this, you can check out my original how to roll sushi video with the link right over here. Now, if your Makisu has a greenish side to it, like mine, make sure that side is on top versus the tan side. The green side is flat, which will help make the roll come out a little cleaner. Okay, now we take one sheet of nori and lay it down with the rough side facing up. Then wet your hands and spread it around evenly and thoroughly, but not too much where it's dripping. Then grab a ball of rice, about the size of an apple. Then spread it across the nori evenly, all the way to the corners and edges. Now I'm going to grind some sesame seeds on here with this automatic grinder. Now we flip this over, and then add in our ingredients. Now from here, we bring this bottom part of the nori up to the top of the ingredients, while using our Makisu as a guide and support. So hold the bottom of the Makisu with your thumbs, and use the forefingers to hold the ingredients in place. Then we bring this up and around the fillings to wrap it. Now at this point, all the fillings should be fully wrapped, but this top part of the nori should still be visible. From here, pull this top part of the Makisu away from you while using your other hand to hold the roll. This will help tighten the roll so that the ingredients don't fall out. Now we take this bottom part of the Makisu and continue rolling it away from you. And then give it some gentle but firm pressure from all sides. And there you go. Now we want to clean the ends of the roll by aligning the edge of the Makisu to the end of the roll. Hold it in place, and we just push in on the rice. Okay, do the same thing for the other side. And that's it for method number 1. Now this next method is very similar, but we're going to use a Makisu that's not wrapped in plastic. Instead, we're going to use smaller individual sheets of plastic that'll automatically wrap the roll when we're done. It's a great technique if you're pre-making a ton of rolls for like a large event. We used to do this all the time for our big catering parties. Okay, so the first steps are exactly the same as the previous method, but again, the Makisu is not wrapped in plastic. Alright, now from here is where the steps change. Usually we'll just flip this over as is, but since we don't have the Makisu wrapped, we're going to cut off a sheet of plastic about 8 to 10 inches long, and then place it right on top of here. Now we flip both the roll and plastic together and then lay it down so that the plastic is on the bottom. Just like that. Now we'll add in our fillings. Now from here, the rolling concept is the same. However, make sure to hold on to this plastic at the bottom while we wrap the ingredients. Okay, so same thing. We use our thumbs, but also use the index fingers to kind of hold the plastic in place. And then bring the nori up and around the fillings. And this part should look the same, with the top part of the nori still visible. Now, after you tighten it here, make sure you hold on to this plastic while you roll. So pull this plastic away from you along with the Makisu. And then same, give it some even pressure from all sides. And there you go. Now we just tuck in both ends again. And that's it. Might be a little tricky at first, but give it a few tries. Having each roll wrapped can be beneficial, and plus you can cut it with the plastic still on, which keeps the roll a little cleaner. And you can see this in my Philadelphia roll video right over here. Alright, now before we move on to our third and last method, let me ask you a quick question. First, are you finding this video helpful so far? And do you want to learn more about making sushi? I guess that's technically 2 questions. Anyways, if so, you'll definitely benefit from reading my book. It's called How to Make Sushi at Home, a fundamental guide for beginners and beyond. Whether you're a sushi chef in training or a home cook ready to take on the art of sushi, this book will be your guide. It's filled with so much sushi knowledge, such as how to source the right fish, the correct tools you need, how to cut sashimi, make sushi rice, nigiri, rolls, even how to properly eat sushi at a traditional sushi bar. So if you've always wanted to make sushi or already are and want to hone your skills, you'll want to check this book out. Links are in the description below for those that are interested. Alright, now let's move on to our last method. So this time, we're not using the Makisu or plastic to roll. We're actually just going to use our hands and then the Makisu at the very end just to shape it a bit. Okay, so same steps as the first 2, but this time we put our nori right on our cutting board. And you want to make sure the board is dry here so that the seaweed doesn't get wet. And then we just flip this over right onto the cutting board and then add in our fillings. Now this is the part that's different. We're going to use our fingers to wrap the rice and nori around the fillings. And speed is key here. Since we don't have the Makisu supporting it, we need to work very fast or else the rice will fall apart. And the concept is the same. Bring the bottom of the nori to the top of the ingredients, and then continue rolling till the overlap is on the bottom. Okay, watch. Just like that. Now if you don't have a Makisu, you can wrap this with some plastic and try to give it some even pressure with your hands. Not gonna look as pretty probably, but doable. I'm gonna use this plastic wrap Makisu and just give it some even pressure from all sides again so that it looks nice and clean. Now do the ends just like the other ones. And there you go. 3 similar but different methods. And as I mentioned, one technique might be better in certain situations than the other. But regardless, give these a try and see which one works best for you. Especially if you're having trouble making your rolls clean. Alright, good job guys. And now that you know how to make the uramaki using 3 different techniques, utilize it to make these 3 kid-friendly rolls with this video right over here. Thanks for watching, and as always, feel free to leave any questions or comments below. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you found this video helpful. I'll see you on the next one. Arigatou gozaimasu.